What's going on, everyone? So today on Puddin's Fab Shop, we got some motor mounts to build for a fella. So let's get started. So pretty straightforward. Here's what we got. Here's what he brought us. Little cardboard template here. CAD, Cardboard Advanced Design. It is just for a small block Chevy. You'll bolt to your engine here. Over here, a little slotted area for some biscuit mounts. He said speed hole it as we could and make it look good. But pretty straightforward. So I have some 2-inch strap. That's already the width of what we need for our bottom piece. And I have some 3-inch, 1/4 inch that we'll have to cut down because this is only 2 5/8. So we'll start marking these pieces out, cutting them out, and then maybe I'll check in with you before we start drilling holes. Alright, so now that we got that cut out with our fancy cut-off wheel there, uh-oh, table's moving. Next we're going to plot out the holes. We're not going to do the speed holes yet. Our 2 bolt holes, that'll be for our for the engine side, and then the slotted hole for the biscuit side of the mount. We're going to get these in place, and that way we can see how they look on the mount, and then we can plot out the speed holes based off of those already being there. So let's get these marked and drilled. For this slot, what I'm going to do is drill a hole at each end, one in the middle if there's enough material, enough room for me to be able to drill, and then with my carbide bit I'm going to slot it, and it'll turn out good looking. You'll see one way to do it if you don't have access to a mill. So let's get going. Now for marking these, my cardboard fits up on that thing quite well, but I don't just want to punch in the center wherever he marked. He brought this old Hurst mount, and we can measure from center one to the other. Looks like we got 1 5/8, and we can come over here, check it, and we're right at 1 5/8. But what I want to do is put a mark in each center to be able to use as a guide, and then we'll punch through this there. I believe that'll work. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay, so for plotting out our slotted hole on here, I measured from the edge here over to the center here, put a mark up here, and then, or I'm sorry, down here, and then on our actual mount over here, I measured from the center of here to the center of here, went off the center of this hole over to here, got a mark right there. So we're lining up, so I'm sure square off of here is where we need to be. So I'll mark us a line, and then this looks like it's 1/2 inch, so we'll slot it the same as this one here. Now when you're doing these, we need the overall length 1 1/4 inch, and we're coming 1/2 inch off the back, so I gave me a mark there where we're going to start at a 1/2 inch off the back, marked out here at 1 1/4 inch, and then back here I put I put a mark 1/4 inch back, and up here I put a mark 1/4 inch forward to set off for the 1/4 inch we're about to drill through here, since we're using a 1/2 inch drill bit. So that'll end us up right at the ends we need, and then like I said, we can see if there's room to drill one in the middle, and then after that we'll draw some lines and slot it with the carbide bit. Alright, so for plotting these, they drew a couple circles on there in pen, just for example. The hole they had was about 1 3/4 inch. I took it down to 1.5 inches to add more, that way we have more material on top and bottom there. It's getting a little thin. Centering it in the center of their hole left us with a little over 1 inch out to that edge. So then I just tried, I wanted to step down you want to step down an even amount. So I stepped down to a 1 inch circle. I went a 1/2 inch from this edge over, and then a 1/2 inch over to a 1/2 inch. And it was too far away from here. I wanted to end up about the same distance that we have over here. And the distance we still needed to go to end up that same distance was a 1/2 inch. So instead of going a 1/2 inch, I divided that 1/2 inch we needed to go by 2, how many times we're spacing it, and you add your 1/4 inch to it. So from this edge, marked over to 3/4, do a 1 inch circle there, off the edge of it over 3/4, 1/2 inch circle there, and it puts me right where I want to be on that edge. So these will work. So next, I'm just gonna find center across and mark these out on here, and then we'll start drilling those out. Hopefully you could half-ass understand that, because that was terrible.
Got to put the soy sauce on it. It's good on everything.
Perfect.
Yeah, she was hotter than a two-pecker tomcat. She was the hottest thing around. We stayed at 90. Quick little tip for y'all. I like using these little carpentry squares. Some people may not, but you can pick them up cheap at a garage sale or even at Lowe's, and just 45 you angle off there where you can clear your weld. And I like to use that to be able to check if we stayed square or not. So now that these are welded, that weld's pretty close to that bolt hole there. So I'm gonna drop a washer down on there and trace around that. And I'm just gonna grind that weld just the hair it needs for that carbide where the washer can sit flush. That way we know it can butt up how it needs to be. Well, that's it for our motor mounts. Pretty simple design here. As far as, you know, all you really need is 2 flat pieces of steel. You could taper out as far as you wanted, add speed holes down here if you wanted. That's kind of all up to y'all on how you'd like to design it. So I'll get a hold of Mr. Jon Barrett, tell him he can come pick up his motor mounts to try on his Roadster. And that's it for this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment down below. All those things really help me out, so I always appreciate it when you guys do that. Helps me big time. If you're on Instagram, you can hop over there, check me out at Puddin's Fab Shop, and I'll see you guys in the next video.